You know, when I applied to be the director of the Hispanic Society, I was asked to write a paper about why museum. What's the point of museums? The point of museum is you. The point of the museum is that you can find something here that will help you, empower you, inspire you. So I think the museum is not the point. You are.
Sotheby's is so pleased to present our inaugural exhibition in residence, an opportunity to showcase extraordinary collections in a building that has a legacy of doing just that. We are thrilled to be able to partner with the Hispanic Society in our inaugural exhibition with these three incredible Joaquín Sorolla paintings, all showing the depth and breadth not only of the artist, but also the holdings of the institution.
The Hispanic Society Museum Library was founded in 1904 by American philanthropist Arthur Huntington to study, preserve, and promote the art and cultures of the Spanish and Portuguese-speaking world.
Initially, that was focused fairly tightly on the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. Over time, that mission has expanded to encompass really anywhere Spanish and Portuguese is spoken, including all of Latin America, as well as places like the Philippines and Goa in India.
Hispanic Society is located in uptown Manhattan in the neighborhood known as Washington Heights.
Our collection comprises 800,000 items, rare books, maps, paintings, drawings, sculptures, textiles, jewels. You name it, we have it, and a lot of it.
We have Goya's Duchess of Alba, which is hands down the best Goya painting in the United States. We have Velázquez's portrait of Camilo Estali. It's really rare to have a Velázquez of that quality outside of Madrid. We have land grants dating back to the 11th century. We have metalwork, we have needle lace, we have ceramics, we have a whole complex of tomb sculptures that were brought brick by brick from Spain and reinstalled here in the galleries.
First edition of Don Quixote, we have it. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and so on.
We have the Black Book of Hours, which is one of only 7 Book of Hours written on black parchment. This is the most important Hispanic collection outside of Spain. Under the label Hispanic, you can bring all sorts of peoples from across the centuries and across the world. And I believe that that's really a unique position to be in. And for us as an institution, to promote the study of that complexity and of that beauty is just amazing. Hispanicity unites. It doesn't separate people into little boxes.
In many ways, the summation of our collection is the famous Sorolla murals room called Vision of Spain, and in the past, the provinces of Spain, which is essentially an artist tour around the Iberian Peninsula. In the Pyrenees, we see a celebration of folkloric dancing in the typical jota, the Spanish hopping dance. In Andalusia, we see bulls herded to the railhead in order to go to the bullfight.
He is documenting traditional celebrations like the bread festival in Castilla or the Cruz de Mayo in Seville. When you enter in the Sorolla room, you feel overwhelmed, not only by the scale of the paintings, but by the colors, but the detail representing the costumes and the landscapes and the architecture. And if you stay there long enough, you will feel that the characters are moving.
You feel like you are in the middle of a medieval town in the Pyrenees, or you feel like you're on the seaside in Catalonia at a fish market. And it's the closest you're gonna get to going to Spain without getting on a flight at JFK.
Joaquín Sorolla y Bastida was the best-known Spanish artist at the turn of the 20th century internationally.
What distinguishes Sorolla from his peer is his amazing sense of light and color. I mean, I don't even have to explain. You just look at the painting and you'll see it. He's some sort of an impressionist, but he's not about landscape. He's about people, and if you get very close to his painting, they look almost like abstract painting, but he always remained within the frame of figurational art.
I never get a sense that he is replicating himself. It's always something new, something dynamic, something perceptive. What he sees can be communicated to what I see in a very direct way.
The challenge for any museum is how do you choose what to show and what stories to tell about them. We have 800,000 objects in our collection. We can't show all 800,000 objects at the same time. First of all, it's physically impossible, and it would do no good. It would overwhelm the viewer.
But if they don't move, we forget about them. And if they're not shown, they're not active. They're kind of dead bodies. So this is why it's important to lend. This is why it's important to do exhibitions.
So a lot of thought goes into what to display and what to loan and when and where.
The exhibition at Sotheby's includes the portrait of Louis Comfort Tiffany. It includes a painting called Sea Idyll, which shows two students bathing in the surf at Valencia. And finally, a portrait of the artist's wife, Clotilde, in an extremely elegant au courant evening gown. The selection for Sotheby's also shows many of Sorolla's amazing compositional and painting skills. The painting of Tiffany, every single white in the painting is mixed with color except the foresail of a boat and the cuff of the artist holding his brush. Similarly, Clotilde, his wife, has her pearl ring put against the far margin of the canvas. And then in the wonderful scene of children on the beach, Sea Idyll, you see the play of color in the water, which actually a lot of those colors can be seen in the beaches in Valencia, but Sorolla turns it into a compositional, highly abstract field that the bodies float in.
New York was an incredibly important part of Sorolla's career. Archer Huntington was an important patron, and so these three paintings underscore that relationship. And beyond that, we're showing these three masterpieces in a masterpiece itself, an architectural masterpiece, the Breuer building. You might just think, oh, that's a painting on a wall. But to get that painting on that wall requires so much work. It requires the curator who has researched the painting and chosen to display it. It requires the conservator who has done a condition report. Maybe they've cleaned it, maybe they've fixed a crack in the canvas.
The truth is that nothing happens in a museum without conservation. We have to approve absolutely everything. We have to approve the loans, we have to approve that the objects are ready to be exhibited, we have to approve education can bring groups to certain spaces, and we also need to approve if people want to come and study the objects. If you want to see a painting, I have to see it first.
Museums are a place for learning, for engagement, for a visual narrative. They're a place for community. They're a place for dialogue. And In Residence is a program developed to welcome our partners to our space. There's opportunities to partner with institutions, museums, foundations, private collections, really to have loan exhibitions that continue to capture the attention of a public audience, just as this building is always intended to do.
My vision is always to be, let's go out, let's go outward. Like if people don't know us, it's not their problem, it's our problem. So we need to get to them. You know to say, si no te vas a la montaña, es la montaña que va a ti.